Welcome back to Otome Tuesday and Halloween Otome. I'm Kaylie, and yeah, we'll just jump right in. When I woke up the next day, the first thing I noticed was a lack of pain in my jaw. Oh, right, from where she fell on Eric. Right. I remember now. Yes. I just finished getting ready when the tone for an announcement rang out. Good morning. I know some people are still abuzz over yesterday's events, but I ask that everyone put that aside to focus on today's task. I think everyone will enjoy, if not the task, then the scenery of today's events. That's right. Today's tasks are all outdoor tasks. One of my staff will lead you to your team's starting point. That's all. Good luck! Outdoors? Sounds like fun. Suddenly that tone gets cut off if you progress. I open my door to see a man waiting outside. If you'll follow me, we can go to where your teammates are waiting. I followed him through the corridors and out of the mansion. A blast of cold air had me wrapping my arms around myself. What is snow? I thought this was like summertime. Oh no, it's like fall, 'cause Halloween, duh. I guess it could snow during Halloween. It snowed last night? It would seem that way, wouldn't it? The man pulled an envelope from his coat pocket and handed it to me. This is your clue. Breakfast should be along shortly. Having said that, he bowed and left. It wasn't even a minute before another man was wheeling a breakfast cart toward us. Are you feeling better? Yep, 100%. It's a good thing, too. Eating with a sore jaw isn't very fun. Yeah. What's the clue say? We'll get to that after we eat. The food won't stay hot for long in this weather. The sooner we get it done, the sooner we can get back inside where it's warm. Food first. Fine. Once we finished eating, I opened the envelope and pulled out the clue. A gust of wind almost ripped it from my hands, but I held on. The wind is really strong. The clue! Right, it says, find one standing tall and still, find another of same face, and realize that nothing is identical. There's also a map. Let me see that. He snatched it out of my hand. The Count snatched it back. With all due respect, I don't trust you with our only map. My navigational skill will probably be far more helpful. Can I see it? Of course. The Count handed it over easily. You trust him with it and not me? Yes. Why you? How about I decide who should keep the map? I am the leader after all. That's a splendid idea. Yeah, you should decide. He handed the map back to me. I think... I sneezed, stopping me from voicing my decision. Achoo! It's freezing out here. Oh, jump into my arms. I'll warm you up. Ooh, Count. I looked at Mr. Wolf's warm fur and couldn't stop myself from throwing my arms around him and trying to absorb some of his warmth. Whoa. That was sudden. Miss Archer? You looked warmer. Don't be foolish. We can't have you sticking to someone throughout the game just because you're cold. It'll slow us down. Well, we can't just leave her to freeze. You guys are all like half naked too. You realize this, right? Well, I guess that's except for the Count. He's like kind of sensibly dressed. Yeah, I'd offer to trade costumes, but I'd kind of love to see Mr. Wolf in the little archer outfit. I know. Here, Miss Archer, you can use my cape. Oh, cool. He quickly removed his cape and helped me put it on. Let's just get on with the game. Is that jealousy I detect? What do I have to be jealous of? Well, for one thing, you're still freezing. I kind of want Mr. Bandages and the Count to hook up. Am I, like, alone in this? Am I? Probably. I've had to put up with worse than this for on-location shoots. Let's just get this over with already. Ah, right. Miss Archer, you were gonna say who you should keep the map. Right, I think Mr. Wolf should keep the map, because he's bae. Thanks. Can we get moving already? Right. It's, He looked at the map for a moment before he started walking. This way. We're almost halfway now. Oh no! A sudden gust of wind ripped the map out of his hands. And you didn't trust me with the map? We raced after the map, but after a few moments the Count spoke up. Stop! If we keep chasing it, we're going to get lost. But without it, we can't win. Maybe, but maybe not. Mr. Wolf, do you remember where the map led to? I think so. Then you can still lead us there. I could try. That's all we ask. Mr. Wolf looked around before walking off, and we had no choice but to follow. Aw, the little Cerberus thing. We trekked on and found ourselves faced with a white statue of Kippy. Who's Kippy? I know this is used as a mascot throughout this game, but I'm kind of confused because there's no, like, reference to this thing in the actual game ever. It's like, what is this little Cerberus fox thing? What does it mean? Where'd it come from? I wanted to meet this thing. I just want to pet it. Kippy again? What do you mean again? Again? Yeah, the sliding puzzle from the first task was of Kippy. Well, Eric does have ties to Keeper Inc. What is Keeper Inc? Is Kippy the mascot of Keeper Inc? And Kippy is cute. Find one standing tall and still. Do you think the clue refers to the statue? It says find another, so there's probably another statue for us to find as well. Probably. Looks like there's an inscription down here. He dusted the snow that was covering the inscription before reading it out loud. The twins they stood, side by side, no one could tell them apart, and so they thought with lingering sadness, if others could not see what's inside, they would have to change that on the outside. On the outside? Maybe it's a reference to the clothes and ornaments. The normal Kippy doesn't have those. Yeah, so they changed their clothes and ornaments on the statues so people could tell them apart? Seems like it. We'd need to see the second statue to be sure, though. So where is the second statue? Wait, is that? I brushed some of the snow near the inscription off and found a half-buried piece of paper. I quickly dug it out. Looks like we have another map. Count, I think it'll be safer in your hands. But of course. He looked at the map before walking off, leaving the rest of us to follow. A sudden gust of wind caused me to lose my balance and almost fall into the creek. So many sudden gusts of wind. Thankfully, Mr. Wolf caught hold of me before I could actually hit the water. Yeah, of course he did. He pulled me away from the creek. That was close. Yeah, thanks for that. Don't mention it. You have done the same for me, right? Yep, although we both probably would have ended up in the water in that case.
What is it with people falling these days? Mr. Bandages fell into the lake. Miss Archer and Eric fell down the stairs. Miss Archer nearly fell into the creek. And yet you still refuse to fall into my arms, Miss Archer.
Sorry, but I'm going to be the one to be there to catch her when she falls.
Ooh. Bold words.
I looked at Mr. Wolf to see that he was blushing, but still had a determined expression on his face.
The timid wolf is growing a backbone. Yay. Can we get going now?
We might as well. The Count walked off, and we followed. It wasn't long before we reached the place marked by the map. Instead of a statue, however, there was a man standing there.
Only one of you may proceed to the second statue.
And the others get to go back to the mansion?
Yes.
Then I'll sit this one out.
Well, that's a first. Miss Archer, as our leader, I think you should be the one to go forward.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do my best.
That's all we're asking for.
Good luck. Don't lose. Now, let's get out of here. I watched the three of them leave before following the man to the second statue. All I need to do is find differences between this and the other one, right? This should be a piece of cake. Alright, so all we gotta do is spot the differences. I don't think that'll be too hard. Oh. That one was really confusing because it, like, doesn't give you any indication. Well, I guess the object disappears. That gives you an indication that you found the right thing, but, a little weird. I wish I had some, stronger cues there. And that's the last one.
Good job. Your team receives 4 points. Please follow me to your team room.
I followed the man to the team room to see only Mr. Wolf and the Count there. Good job. Thanks.
Not bad. You're probably glad to be back in the warmth of the mansion tonight.
Yeah, it's really cold out there. Speaking of which, you can have your cape back, Count. I took off the cape and handed it back to the Count.
You could have kept it until you were feeling warmer.
No, that's fine. The mansion is much warmer than outside anyway. Yeah, that's true. So where's Mr. Bandages anyway?
He said something about going to bed once we got back. He really doesn't like the cold.
Well, that explains why he didn't make a fuss over who did the last task. Yeah. I think I'll go get some sleep myself. It's perfect weather for it. A knock on my door woke me up. Still somewhat groggy, I made my way to the door and opened it, expecting to see Mira. Instead, I came face to face with Mr. Wolf. Is it morning already? No. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to...
Would want to what, Mr. Wolf?
Okay. Maybe I'd want to what? Go for a walk in the snow with me. Yeah, sure. That sounds like fun. No, it doesn't. I was about to walk out of the room when Mr. Wolf stopped me. Maybe you should change, or at least put your mask on. Mr. Bandages would have a fit if we got disqualified because you weren't wearing your mask. At his words, my hand immediately went to my face to confirm what he said. I had completely forgotten about the mask. Oh, crap. I completely forgot I was supposed to wear the mask whenever I see other guests. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Thanks. I quickly grabbed my mask and put it on. There, now we can go. Mr. Wolf and I walked through the corridors and out of the mansion in a comfortable silence. The snow is really pretty. It's hard to believe this is all artificial. Yeah. Miss Archer, I wanted to tell you. I meant it before when I said I'll be there for you. I know that I may not seem like the most reliable guy, but I promise I'll do my best if you'll just give me a chance. Of course I will. I trust you and I have plenty of faith in you. You mean it? Yeah, you've been a lot more helpful than Mr. Bandages. What? Your skills are much more useful than his, so of course I'll give you a chance in the game. Right, the game. Do you want to make a snowman? Do you want to? No, I'm not doing that, no. Oh, I haven't done that in ages. Mira doesn't really like to get her clothes dirty. We worked together to make the snowman, giggling as we added bits and pieces to make it look better. After a while, we stood back to observe our art. There's still something missing. Oh, I know. He needs a carrot nose. You're right. Let's go get one. Are we allowed in the kitchen at night? Does it matter? If no one finds out? As long as we don't get caught, they won't miss one measly carrot. I guess. Come on, live a little. You're right. Let's do this. I'm a bad influence. We returned to the eerily quiet mansion. I guess everyone's asleep. All the better for our sneak attack. Sneak attack? Yep. Do you know how to get to the kitchen? Yeah, just follow me. We quietly made our way to the kitchen. Now to find the carrots. After looking for much longer than I would have liked, Mr. Wolf held up a carrot. Found it. Good work. Before I could say any more, a man walked into the kitchen. Hey, what are you guys doing here? Run! Hey, what? Mr. Wolf and I ran past the man and out of the kitchen. We kept running until we were outside the mansion. Then we collapsed into the snow, covered ground, giggling. That was much more fun than I expected. Yeah, you still have the carrot, right? Of course. He showed me the carrot. Do you want to do the honors? Sure. I got up and dusted myself off before holding out my hand to Mr. Wolf. He tried to hand me the carrot, but I caught his wrist and pulled him up instead. Come on, we made him together, so we'll do this together. Okay. Aww. We both held onto the carrot as we pushed it into place on the snowman's face. Then we took a step back to examine our handiwork. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. I woke up much earlier than normal the next day and found myself impatiently waiting for Eric's announcement. This is so boring. I had just started to pace when I noticed something through the window. The snow was gone. While I was looking at the now snow-free garden, a familiar tone sounded. Finally! Good morning, I think. He abruptly cut off and a muffled voice could be heard in the background. Ah, it seems everything is ready, and just in time, too. Today we'll have a tournament of sorts. A tournament? What kind? Teams will be pitted against each other in a random electronic lottery. There will be 3 rounds worth a maximum of 2 points, and a 4th round worth 4 points. The leader may only participate in the final round, and as for the others, choose wisely. Each player is only allowed to participate in a single round. One of my staff will lead you to the tournament arena. Good luck! Right on cue, someone knocked on my door. Miss Archer, I'm here to take you to the arena. Ah, crap. Good morning, Miss Archer. Good morning. What do you think of today's game?
It's finally a proper chance to use my skills. Only if your skills are suited. You may end up just failing horribly.
I hope I don't end up holding you guys back.
I'm sure you'll do fine. You've proven yourself to be an asset previously.
A man came up to us. Miss Archer, your team is number 7. He handed us badges with the number 7 on them, and before leaving to tell other teams what their numbers were.
Lucky number 7? Nice.
Eric's announcement tone blared out of the loudspeaker, causing everyone to turn to the elevated stage where he could be seen.
Welcome! Now that everyone has arrived and received their team numbers, we can get this show started. Please draw your attention to the electronic board. Teams will be randomly paired up to face each other in different activities, which will also be randomly decided. The servants will direct you to each activity, as well as relay the rules to you. I believe that's all. Good luck!
We all looked at the board in anticipation, watching as the first paired up teams and then slowly began to output game names. Splatter, what kind of game is that?
I'm not sure, but I'm still glad it's not ours.
Doggy Run. Pity we didn't get that. It sounds like we'd be right up Mr. Wolf's alley. Oh, there's our number. We got... statues? How do you play statues? Are we supposed to sculpt them or something?
No.
When did he get here?
Please follow me to the game area so I can explain the rules to both teams.
We followed him to a small area where the other team was already assembled. The rules are simple. One person from each team must balance a ball on their head without it falling off without the use of any other body parts to keep it there. Now, if each team can choose their player, we can start. I turned to my teammates. So, who's up for this? Let me do it.
For once, it actually seems like something he can do.
Well, balancing might be okay.
Miss Archer, the other team has already made their selection. If your team could hurry it up.
Well, Mr. Bandages thinks he can do it. Right, this one's in the bag.
For once, I agree.
Good luck, Mr. Bandages. I don't need luck. We watched as Mr. Bandages and the other team's representative took their positions with a ball balanced on their heads.
The remaining team members of each team are free to try and distract those participating as long as no actual physical contact is involved.
Sounds fun. Is that really fair, though? I mean, I'm sure Mr. Bandages can win without us just... Look, Mr. Bandages, your boyfriend has so much faith in you. What?
You've got it wrong. He's not the boyfriend. Although, if you really want to play games, why don't we show you a real workout after this event is done?
Mr. Bandages just pointedly ignored the conversation and stood straight and tall. His opponent, on the other hand, was wobbling back and forth in an effort to keep the ball on his head. One of the other team's members turned to me with a leer on his face. Hey, cutie, how about you and I have some fun later? No reaction. Sorry, but I'll pass.
Oh, I see how it is. You're playing all 3 of them at once, aren't you? Still, why don't you ditch these losers and let a real man...
Keep talking and I'll rip your balls off and shove them down your throat. Whoa! Wow. Okay. I turned when I heard the thump of one of the balls hitting the ground. The other team's representative was cringing and had his hands in front of his crotch protectively. The winner of this game is team number 7. Congratulations, team number 7. You received 2 points. Oh, I guess my ripping off of the balls comment affected him. I turned to Mr. Bandages, who still looked completely unconcerned about the ball perched precariously on his head. He was looking at the other team with a smirk on his face. That was too easy. We made our way back to the main arena and waited for the other teams to finish their first round so round 2 could start. I'm going to get something to drink. I'll be back soon. Make sure you're back before round 2 or we will leave without you. The Count nodded before leaving. Is that really necessary? Round 1 looks like it's winding to a close, so I'd say it was. We watched as the board slowly filled up with results of round 1 as each match was completed. There were only a handful of outstanding results when the Count made his way back to us. Did I miss anything? Nothing important. Eric's announcement tone played just as the results slotted into place. And that's the end of round 1. Congratulations to the teams that won this round, but remember, this is only the beginning. Round 2 follows the same procedure as the last time. Remember that the player is chosen from the previous round cannot be chosen for this one. That is all. Good luck! We watched as the screen matched the team numbers again. Team 14. Isn't that made up of exercise nuts? I wouldn't quite call them that. Still, going up against them as a physical challenge might put us at a disadvantage. What's our activity called? Armed Forces? That doesn't sound good. Maybe we'll luck out and the Armed Forces thing means some sort of tactical game? Well, we're about to find out. Follow me. He led us to what looked like an army-style obstacle course where the other team was already assembled. Well, crap. The rules are simple. One person from each team must go through the obstacle course. Finishing it first results in 2 points. If you manage to come in second with less than a minute difference between you and the winner, you will get 1 point. Anything else will result in 0 points. Now, if each team can choose their player, and we can start. I turned to my teammates. So who wants to do this one? Those men look really tough, but I'd like to try. I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. I'm not sure how well I'd do against them, but there's no harm in trying. Not me. I've already done my task. Miss Archer, have you made your decision? Mr. Wolf do it. He volunteered. They seem to know what they're capable of. You're seriously going to send him in against guys twice his size? Well, he's little and quick. Actually, I think this is a good move. Mr. Wolf has speed and maneuverability on his side. It could give him an edge. Exactly. Mr. Wolf doesn't need to be stronger than his opponent just to finish faster. I have faith in him. I won't let you down. Please follow me, Mr. Wolf. All right. The man led Mr. Wolf to the start of the obstacle course where the other team's representative was waiting. The man pulled out a starting pistol and fired into the air. Both participants raced to the first obstacle. I have to admit that Mr. Wolf can run. Yes, but so can his opponent. This will be close. We watched as Mr. Wolf speed through the obstacle course, hot on the heels of his opponent. Damn it, he's falling behind. It's not over yet. We watched as the other team's representative reached the final obstacle, a climbing rope, and started pulling himself up. A few seconds later, Mr. Wolf arrived at the final obstacle. I cheered as he cleared it effortlessly. We won! I don't believe it. The winner of this game is team number 7. Congratulations, team number 7. You received 2 points. Mr. Wolf made his way back toward us with a grin. The moment he was close enough, I threw my arms around his neck and gave him a big hug. See? I told you you could always rely on me. You were great out there. I took a step back and noticed that Mr. Wolf wasn't looking too good. Are you okay? Maybe you should get some rest. He looks overheated. Perhaps we should get him to the infirmary. You're right. Perhaps he should take a break. Maybe cool down by taking a nice cold shower. I can't go. The games aren't over. It's not like you can participate in the next one anyway. The rules do state that all able members must be present, but I can officially give you leave since you do seem to have some overexerted yourself. See, nothing to worry about. You should go and rest up. Okay, then. I'll come with you to make sure you get there safely. Miss Archer, as leader, if you choose to leave, your team will have to forfeit. Don't worry, I can make it on my own. You guys just focus on the rest of the games, okay? Alright. We watched him walk back to the mansion before making our way back to the arena to wait for the third round. We waited for the other teams to finish their second round so round 3 could start. We watched as the board slowly filled up with the results of round 2 as each match was completed. Eric's announcement tone played just as the last round slotted into place. And that's the end of round 2. Congratulations to the teams that won this round. Round 3 follows the same procedure as the ones before it. Seeing as the leader only participates in the final round and no player may participate twice, there should only be one player in each team eligible for this round. Good luck to you! That is all. Enjoy. We watched as the screen matched the team members again. Team 17? I don't think I know them. Well, they're not exactly the most sociable person. Oh, you're not exactly the most sociable person. I was honestly surprised that you even knew Team 14. Social. Yes, you aren't very social. No, that's the name of our task, you adult. Well, that's a coincidence. Please follow me. He led us to a small area where the other team was already assembled. The rules are simple. The one person from each team must gather certain items from other people. The quickest to gather all of the items gets 2 points. If you manage to have 4 out of 5 items by the time the other team finishes, you will gain 1 point. Anything else will result in 0 points. Now, if the players for this task will retrieve their item list, we can start. I turned to the Count. You're up. And it's the perfect task, too. He retrieved his list, scanned it, and then headed off to ask people for the items on the list. We watched as he quickly got the first item, followed by the next. I'm impressed. Guess his skill list isn't really just for show. If anyone's skill list is for show, it would be yours. Whereas yours is just plain useless. It's not what's on the paper that counts. The last item already? He certainly moves fast. He watches the Count walk over to the young woman. She seemed to be getting redder at every sentence that left his mouth. Looks like she's channeling Mr. Wolf. I wonder if it's working, though. I wonder what kind of item he needs that he'll get that sort of reaction. We watched as the girl looked away shyly before reaching into a small handbag. She looked around for a moment before pulling something out and sliding it into his pocket. The Count smiled at her before turning back and making a beeline for us. Do you have everything? Yes. Looks like you got a few extra things as well. Your team receives 2 points. Figures. She slipped you her number. She, the other girl, and that one guy. I wonder if I should be worried. Don't worry, there's enough of me to go that all these people are being brainwashed. Wah wah. There's no brainwashing, just simple charm. Right. Well, let's get back to the arena. I can't wait to find out what my task is. We made our way back to the arena to wait for the final round. Mr. Wolf returned just as the last results slotted into place on the board. Eric's announcement tone played. And that's the end of round 3. Congratulations to the teams that won this round. It's time for the final round. The round is for the leaders. It follows the same rules as the previous rounds, but is worth 4 points. That is all. Good luck! Team 1. That team.
Looks like it'll be Miss Archer against the Ice Queen.
At Fix-It?
That could be good. The Ice Queen isn't exactly known for her DIY skills.
Like most of the women here.
And the men, too.
Please follow me. You led us to a small area where the other team was already assembled. The rules are simple. The leaders will both get a broken plate that they must fix. The first to finish gets 4 points. Depending on how much more time it takes the other team to finish, they can get anywhere from 3 to 0 points. Now if the players for this task will... Whoa. The Ice Queen walked over to me. So, you're my opponent. Yep. May the best woman win. Yeah. Right, as I was saying. We can start. Alright. We'll do this. Da.
The winner of this game is team number 7. Congratulations, team number 7. You receive 4 points. Team 1 gains 3 points for finishing so quickly after Miss Archer.
It seems you're the better woman. I just have practice with fixing things. Even so, it was a good game. You earned your victory. Thanks. You almost beat me, though. Almost isn't enough. The Ice Queen went back to her teammates and I walked over to mine. You did it. It figures you'd be good at menial tasks.
It just means she's good with her hands. Now, let's go back to the arena to see how we ranked.
We won every game. We definitely ranked the highest.
True, but aren't you curious about whether any other team did so as well?
Fine. We made our way back to the arena. We watched as the results of the final match slotted into place on the board. Once the last one was in, the board changed to display the rankings. First, like I said.
But we're not the only ones with maximum points.
True. It just means that we can't get complacent. But if we keep this up, we can win this game.
Exactly.
Yeah, we can win. Eric's announcement tone caused everyone to stop talking and look toward our host.
And that wraps up today's game. Good work, everyone. Now, I'm sure that many of you are especially grateful that tomorrow is a rest day after today's events. Make sure to get plenty of rest and relaxation, because this will be the last one.
Ooh, that is all.
Alright guys, I think I will stop here for now. I think we're getting really close to the end of the game. Maybe next episode will be like a kind of a long finale episode. We will see how it pans out. But yeah, I feel like I just need a little break for now. Thank you so much for watching and following the series. If you have been, I really appreciate it. If you haven't already and you'd like to, feel free to subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Whoa. Good evening, and welcome to this here spooktacular event. He just said spooktacular. A collective groan rose from the crowd, but he continued without paying us any heed.